was not that good at neither in mathematics or in any of the subjects. I'm basically a sportsman. I used to be an athlete.
So after you graduated, what was your path? Like, did you want to get into the industry? Did you want to start your own practice?
Indian rupee was, I think, 6 rupees to a dirham.
Okay.
Today is 23 and a half. A CEO of an organization should spend maybe around 70% of the time in scaling up, or the real CEO's role, 30% of the time into the operation part of it. So technology is really playing a very important role. Large number of companies coming from different parts of the world to set up the business.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Coffee with CA, the global chapter, with me, your host Gina Barwani. Today on the show, we have CA James Mathew, a chartered accountant with over 30 plus years of experience over here in UAE. So let's get started as we deep dive and learn all about his journey of how he went from India to UAE. He has held the position of the past chairman of ICAI UAE Dubai's chapter, and as well as is a recognized leader among the industry folks over here. Grab your cup of coffee as we deep dive into his journey and learn all about his story. Hello, James. Really nice to have you over here on the show. We are happy that you're here finally.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
So, you've achieved a lot over the span of 33 years in your career. I'm going to take you way back to where you made the decision to do accounting. Tell me about that story.
So, if I have to say about accounting, I will have to talk to you about my CBSE, Center Board of Secondary Education, where I did my Sainik school, where my 12th class was done in Sainik school. I was not that good at neither in mathematics or in any of the subjects.
Correct.
I'm basically a sportsman. I used to be an athlete, and my scores were very bad. But when I came to my Kerala University, where I did my undergrad in mathematics, I saw because Kerala University was actually following almost the same syllabus which we studied in CBSE.
Okay.
So maybe there was a difference a little bit. So when I started seeing the Kerala syllabus, I thought, okay, this I have seen somewhere. And surprisingly, I got 100% in maths and statistics in my first year.
Okay.
And I was the only student from the college who got that 100%. Second year I got it, and that's when my professor came in and tells me, James, there is something called chartered accountancy. I come from a state, Kerala, where it's not like a metro city where everyone is aware about what is chartered accountancy,
what's going on and all.
What is CA, because in metro city they got all the facilities.
Correct.
So when he told me about it, then I was hearing it for the first time. And then he connected me to someone who is actually doing CA.
Okay.
And then he connected me to somebody who was my principal, where I did my articleship. So just to cut the story short, second year I realized that maybe I should go into the chartered accountancy.
Okay.
And then he said, the principal said, I can come back after my completion of my degree, which is 3-year degree course. And then I went in for accounting.
Oh, okay. That's nice. While you were doing CA, what made you think that, okay, this is for me? Like, apart from your teacher, like, did you like your subjects or did you enjoy it and all of it?
So, Gina, accountancy was not a subject in BSc Maths when I did it.
Correct.
All of the people who came and did the CS, except maybe a 2% or 3%, barring them, all of them have done accountancy.
Correct.
So accountancy as a subject was new to me, starting from debit and credit.
Yeah.
So always we were always nervous because whether we will cut through or not, because we've decided that we'll go and do this course. And we know that pass percentage is 7, 8 or 9%.
Yeah.
So how do you get in? So I was really working hard. We did for commerce. Tuition centers and maths, of course, was one of the subjects that was
pulled all-nighters and all
that was
of
okay.
it.
But I knew that becoming a chartered accountant, because by the time I joined the CA, I understood that what is respect for the community is giving to the CA,
Correct.
and what is that he can do, because be it banks, be it any other institutions, I think people get to know what CA is. So then there was no stop for me.
Okay, that's nice. So after you graduated, what was your path? Like, did you want to get into the industry? Did you want to start your own practice?
So I qualified my CA, and Kerala is a place where you do not have so many industries.
Correct.
What normally people do is either they go to Bangalore or to Mumbai.
Correct.
So in Kerala, if you are a CA at that time, I'm talking about early 90s, a chartered accountant will get around 2,500 rupees.
Yeah.
Whereas go to Bangalore, it will be around 15,000 rupees. And in Mumbai, it would be around 20,000, 25,000. That's it.
Correct, yeah.
So after clearing the CA, we all decided that at the end of the day, there is no point in staying back in Kerala because there are no industries.
Yeah.
So CAs, either you should be working internship, you would be doing some work.
Correct.
There should be more industries to work there, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't there, and we all studied together in a city in Calicut where we had around 35-40 people were there, and I think 2 or 3 of them, when after they qualified, they came to Dubai.
Okay.
So that was a start because they were all earning good, and we realized at that time Indian rupee was I think 6 rupees to a dirham.
Okay.
Today is 23.5. Irrespective of whatever it is at that time, what they said was, yes, there are opportunities here. There are no taxation here as such.
Correct.
But there are still possibilities because there are a lot many companies here. All the companies require audit. The companies require accountants.
Yeah.
That is how I decided, okay, maybe I should try my luck here in Dubai. So I qualified my exam, and the next 2 months I was here on visit.
Okay. So that was a very quick move which you made. So when you came over here, what was your scenario like? Like, did you go join a company or did you start your own firm?
So at that time, it was too early for me to start it because you do not know the place. So I was called into many industries. I gave so many interviews, but I was preferring to go with an audit firm. Okay. Because for 2 reasons. One is something audits I like. Second, I was new to this this particular jurisdiction. I do not know, say for letters of credit or maybe many other accounting terms. We haven't learned many things in the CA, or we have not practically used that one. Yeah. So I felt that if I go into an industry, perhaps I may not be successful, or I may not be able to do my job properly. And I prefer to work with a company. So I gave interviews in some of the audit accounting firms here. I started my career with Mahindra Asher and Company. Okay. It's a second-year firm, which is, at that time, 2 partners and 3 or 5 CAs. I was there, and that was my, Mr. Mahindra Asher was my first employer in the Gulf. Okay.
That's nice. So you worked over there for how many years?
So I was there for 5 years. But let me also tell you, during this 5 years, I happened to work very closely with our clients. From second year, third year onwards, lots of our clients have seen me as someone who they can look up. They can reach out to me for many of their clarifications and so many things. They even started referring work to me because so and so is looking for audit. James, can you handle it? Can you see them? At that time there was no cell phones. I'm talking about 90s. No cell phones. They reach out to the office, and then my employer would tell me that, or a secretary in the office will tell me there is a call from so and so they want to see. So you either call back or you meet them there. So what I was wanting to say is, you started bringing new clients into the firm.
Correct.
And second year, third year, I did, so many of the clients came. But it gave me a realization that I'm able to bring in some value to our clients, or maybe I'm able to convince people, and there is some sort of quality within me. So as a youngster, I wanted to do more. So I used to simple thing like, even if after the office hours, I just, maybe it's a next door is one of our clients, I go there, have a coffee with them, come out, start listening things, what's their pain areas are.
Correct.
Think on those things, give them, at the same time closely observe things.
Yeah.
So you learn so many things in that particular 24, 25, 26 year of age. You learn that one. So that, at the end of the day, started giving result. And then I went back to my employer sometime, and I said, sir, I want you to set up a branch for me so that I can look after that one. Because you got one office here. Maybe we got opportunities in other parts of the city. There are other things which I can manage it. Then he tells me that, ours is a single ownership company. We will, maybe in one more year, you'll have to wait.
Correct.
We will try and do it. But that never happened. So what I told to them that, perhaps we can open up a branch there. As I said, opening up a branch for any company, you need to have a local sponsor. Otherwise, you can't have it was a 100% ownership company. Either he has to bring in a local partner and then open up a branch. Otherwise, branch opening was not a possibility. So in the 4th year, I realized this one, and I told them. And on my 5th year, I tendered my resignation, and I said no. By then I had brought in so many clients.
Correct.
And my managing partner, he was saying that apart from me, him, I was bringing more business into the company. So that is how my thing for the confidence. The desire to go into the practice came up.
So that was really nice that, within 5 years, you knew that you wanted to get into practice. And then you started your own company, UHY.
No, I had to tell you about my previous organization.
Okay.
So after 5 years, when I decided to move out, there is another company called AGN Mac. Now it has become Crow.
Okay.
That is a company in 1997 I partnered with. So that company had around 6-7 partners at that time.
Okay.
I joined as one of the partners in one of the northernmost airport, Emirates, which is Fujairah. I started my branch there. I was operating from there. I went on to become a senior partner in that organization in 24 years. I was there with Crow, with the same company.
Yeah.
And then I became the group CEO for UAE and Oman. Crow is a top 10 international accounting company. And I also got elected twice into the global board of Crow, because it's again a US company.
Okay.
Got elected. So that was in 2019 that when we decided to separate, and then I moved to UHY. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a transition in between.
So it took you like finally around 18, 19 years for you to set up your own thing.
24 years.
24 years. And you waited patiently during your entire period just so that, you can finally set your own practice up. But nevertheless, you were a partner also over there at Crow.
Yeah.
That's nice. So what was your biggest learning while setting up UHY? Because you set it up quite recently, like in 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So we did not have a complete exit. What we decided was that we split the firm into two.
Okay.
Crow firm was split into two.
Okay.
And around 75 people and 5 partners joined with me. And so that name of the company, Crow name, was kept by founder partners.
Okay.
And then I moved out with these people and moved to UHY.
Correct.
This is the firm which we formed.
Yeah.
So we had inherited the same set of clients, same set of people who had happened. And even one of the trade licenses of Crow, we changed to UHY.
Okay.
So because here in this part of the world, you require the visas to be cancelled and moved into the new company. So those formalities were not to be followed here in this case because the trade license remained,
changed.
only the name change was happening on it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, say for example, now there's a CA. He's based out of India, and he's looking to move over here. Since you've had this entire experience of 33 plus years over here in Dubai, or at least in UAE as such, because you've been across Emirates, what do they need to keep in mind?
Yeah. So Gina, my 33 years of experience perhaps will talk about my work type.
Correct.
But I had a different role. I was chairman of Institute of Chartered Accountants Dubai chapter, around 3,300 members. At that time, perhaps only 1,700, 1,800 members. Now today, around 3,300 members. So I worked in the committee for almost 8 years and seeing chartered accountants, budding CAs, people who have come in, joined new.
Correct.
So I have interacted with them. So today it's a 2.5 to 3 hours flight from Dubai to Mumbai, Delhi.
Correct.
So lot of those, so people consider Dubai as one of the most beautiful cities of India. This is how they call it because it's in any part of sometimes the airline costs less to come to Dubai than maybe Chennai to Delhi.
Yeah.
So that's the way people look at it. So the cost of living is slightly higher. That's okay, but people make money at the end of the day, and people have a better lifestyle. So this is what the youngsters want to look at. So when they come here, they prepare themselves to be understanding what is happening internationally, how the business is being done here. Now things are, maybe if I go back and say, when I studied in early 90s for CAs, at that time, the chartered accountancy course did not carry many international, topics. Perhaps India related topics were there.
Yeah.
But if you go and study, you will see the syllabus. It's got it can be any topic of which is international. Every international institutes will do it. So youngsters, when they come, they are fully tuned. They understand what is happening.
They're equipped.
Yeah, they're equipped with what is happening in it.
Yeah.
And if they want to come and work here, perhaps the tax laws which has come in just from this year, corporate tax has come in, the value added tax VAT has come in 2018. I think they just need to be mindful about that because they should learn that. Then, because anybody who want to appoint them, they would want to know whether you are fully aware of what is happening in the tax side.
Correct.
If you are fresh into this country, should I be giving my books to you? So always there will be a concern.
Yeah, that's there. So as a leader in business, how do you adopt strategies so that businesses can grow from the finance perspective?
If I tell you, a CEO of an organization should spend maybe around 70% of the time in scaling up, or the real CEO's role, 30% of the time into the operation part of it.
Yeah.
But what I've seen in Dubai is, barring some few percentages of people, rest of them are 70-75% into operations.
Okay.
And remaining 15 or 20% on the strategy side.
Yeah.
If you want to grow your organization, you got to think out of your box. You got to think, you cannot have these sort of petty matters disturbing you at that time. So operational disruptions cannot be there, shouldn't be there as well.
Correct.
So if you want to scale your business, I think people have to find that time, which is slowly changing. You look at, for example, how many percentage of the businesses actually carry the business plan?
That's it.
When we did some short survey a few years back, 7 to 8, 10% of the companies had proper business plans.
Yeah.
Rest of them were not. They just, 2024 has just come in, 2025 is just coming in. But unless and until you set your goals, unless and until you see that, okay, this is the numbers what we did last time, what can
Correct.
do better, what can go, what can be scaled up, how do you plan and how do you achieve that one. If you do not challenge yourself on that one, you cannot move up, right? So
Yeah.
this is scaling up is a big area. People need to come out of their regular mundane task what they are doing currently, and as a CEO they have to do something different.
That's nice. How can CEOs in such a, budding companies or organizations be well equipped with their tax strategies which are there across because of the changing landscape?
So it is adapting to those situations. So I just want to say that, go back to the same answer I gave. I think CEOs have to sit and then understand and analyze where they are now. Simple terms, we study a SWOT analysis, right?
Correct, yeah.
What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are opportunities what we have got in front of us? What threats are there? If you do a proper analysis at the end of the day, you will find, okay, these are the opportunities. Are we tapping it up?
Correct.
Are we doing it? What threats we have got in front? So there are opportunities. If I'm a practicing chartered accountant, one of the opportunities that, maybe most of the clients want tax support.
Correct.
So it's an opportunity for me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For them, they have to scale it up. They want to manage that part of the things, some area, where they have to move on. Yeah.
That's nice, sir. So then in that case, like say, supposing, for example, how can technology play a role in such a way? Because with analysis and SWOT analysis and all of it, it'll just be easier if technology is put at the forefront. So what are your thoughts on that?
So technology is really playing a very important role. In audit or accounting, in my parlance, I would say, it's called a sample. When you do an audit, you've done your under. So when you do a sampling, we out of a population of 1,000, we may take 10 or 20 or 15 vouchers to see that sampling process is done properly. If that sample is qualifying the test, it's okay. We assume that the entire population is okay. So today, if you want to do a reconciliation of a bank statement, in a traditional way, we will take a ledger print of the bank, we'll take a ledger print of our books, and we'll tick one by one, and we will say what is outstanding, and we will prepare a reconciliation statement, right? But after the technology has come in, today robots will do the reconciliation for you, and it will throw out, this is the balance, this is the checks outstanding, this is the deposit, whatever it is, and they will give you a statement. So the technology has made the life so easy for all of us, not just the accounting side, for auditors, for whoever runs a practice, for everyone.
That's nice, sir. So you've held the position of the chairman of ICAI UAE Dubai's chapter. What was that feeling like, and what changes did you bring about as a chairperson at that point of time?
So in ICAI Dubai chapter, nobody becomes chairman just like that, because they go through a process of 7-8 years working in the committee in different roles. So you work as a ExCom member, you work as a treasurer, secretary, vice chairman, and as a chairman. So by the time I reached as a chairman in 2012-13, I would have seen all the roles. I got ably supported by 8 of my colleagues. We got a 9-member committee in it. When you are a chairman, the responsibility is a hot seat, because many decisions are taken by you. Not every time, you will have time, at your end to speak to everybody and get you will have to decide on things on the spot. You got to meet a minister, somebody is coming today, because as Institute of Chartered Accountants, largest body here, and Dubai being a place, it's a transit place for any ministers, anybody going to the other parts of the world. Dubai, they would. So we used to get constant calls from the consulate and other places that so-and-so is visiting to host an event. So rubbing shoulders with some of those people, that was an opportunity and learning, because whatever policy advocacy, whatever we learn from, be it Indian diplomats, be it Indian bureaucrats, be it Indian politicians, also from the local here, learn so many things, and you develop that that habit of diplomacy, carrying everybody together. All of this, you start getting into that one, and especially there's a huge responsibility on it. You are chairing a chapter of 1,700, 2,000 members. You are the voice in front of them on all the matters related to the Ministry of Economy. So much of responsibility. So when you have so much of responsibility, you will be mindful about what you do.
So, James, you've also been part of the Indo-Gulf Middle East Chamber of Commerce. Tell me about that stint. What was your thought process behind that initiative?
Okay. So, Indo-Middle East Chamber of Commerce is a new initiative. It's been only 2.5 years old.
Okay.
I am the vice chairman of the chapter. We got 9 board members. See, you would have heard about FICCI and CII.
Yeah.
Because these are 2 trade organizations. They bring in a lot of delegations, a lot of business trade transactions and all.
Correct.
They're part of it. For example, Expo 2020, the India Pavilion was managed by FICCI. CII and FICCI both have got a huge presence here. But India is a very vast country, and 2 organizations cannot bring in that sort of justice or bring in justice to the entire, trade delegations. So this is how we thought we will have a pan-India, pan-GCC Chamber of Commerce. So we will have chapters in Kochi, we have chapters in Delhi, Mumbai, Dubai, UAE, then you have in Saudi and all this, Oman, all these places. So we thought of doing this, bringing this initiative, and each chapter will be headed by a chapter president and a committees. So we have got Oman chapter already done.
Yeah.
Dubai chapter is in the process. Kochi chapter is done. Kochi means Kerala chapter. Mumbai chapter is done. So we bring in, say, for example, they have got members, maybe thousands of members in that organization. If they want to go in for a trade delegation to Dubai, for example. So this is the respective chapters, they coordinate and they do this process. And the local chapter, whichever country to which they are coming,
Correct.
say Dubai, that particular chapter takes care of the other logistics part and bring in the matchmaking process. Because if somebody from a food delegation is coming, India today is known as the food basket of India, for the world. And then there are so many of manufacturers in India. They would want to find and explore the market here in the GCC or in any of the African market. So
Correct.
we as a local team here would be in a position to give them, analyze with them, this is perhaps, give them an opportunity. So it is going to grow well. In May, Saudi chapter is getting inaugurated. So likewise, we'll have more chapters coming around the world, pan-GCC, pan-Africa, and then we are getting to India side. So 3 jurisdictions, we will have it. That's a whole motive behind it.
That's really nice, sir. The way you all are thinking from pan-India, pan-Africa, and pan-Middle East perspective. So that's nice. So talking about businesses, which we're just doing right now, how do you see, or what can you tell me, how can a business see potential growth over here in the Middle East? It should come from a CA's mouth, so the horse's mouth will be the best.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So today, India exports to different parts of the world, and to GCC.
Correct.
If you look at UAE today, UAE is a 10 million. UAE has got 10 million population.
Yeah.
It is not consuming these goods. What is coming here is not consumed here. These are either re-exported or third port shipped from India to different parts of the world. Now, there are tax regulations which has come in here, corporate tax, for example. And if you set up a business in any of the designated free zones, so Jebel Ali free zone, Sharjah free zone, Dubai airport free zone, these are all designated free zones.
Correct.
Designated free zones is like where it is covered by fence. There is a control of the goods which is going in and going out by the authorities, customs. So if they set up the business there and the goods are going from India to say Africa through although the invoicing will be done by that means the Dubai company will be buying the goods.
Correct.
Dubai company will be selling to the African country.
Yeah.
But the goods will be going directly to Africa. Subject to fulfilling couple of conditions like transfer pricing, compliance and economic substance, they call it in term,
Yeah.
you are eligible for a 0% tax.
Okay.
Now imagine a company which is operating in India. They are 100 crores of goods they are exporting to Africa. And if they set up a business here in any designated zone here, and this is a distribution activity,
Correct.
Of course you need to do a transfer pricing, all those technical terms are there. If you route this sale purchase through the Dubai company, whatever profits you earned in the Dubai entity is 0% taxed.
Okay.
So now look at the Dubai company. Dubai company does a lot of business, and today there are so many banks operating here.
Yeah.
And many of these companies want to get finance at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
So India today, of course, they just reduced the interest rates now by 0.25%, but the rates of borrowing in India is still higher. So people come here, set up the business, they have their turnovers, they have their audited accounts, KYC is done. So they are actually getting better access to better finance in Dubai. That's one aspect.
Correct. All right. So that's really nice. So thanks for that quick advice. So anyone who's setting up a business probably when is watching this video will gain from that advice over here. Talking about advice, you can also tell me what are your thoughts on corporate tax? How is it changing the landscape? Why are people so afraid of it? Why are people not registering for the corporate tax?
Yeah. So, when the corporate tax was introduced here at Dubai for the first time, we really thought that, probably no more businesses will come here. Everybody will shy away from coming to Dubai.
Correct.
Because Dubai lost its charm of having 0% tax, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody advertises that Dubai has no tax, there is nothing there. So, but on the contrary, we are seeing large number of companies coming from different parts of the world to set up the business. Just now I talked about Indian traders' advantage of setting up business.
Yeah.
Likewise, across the world, like be it from UK, be it from different parts of the world, they set up the business, they come and take advantage. Now, there is a 9% tax here. But you look at a Scandinavian country, they are being charged 40%, 45%, 50% tax.
Yeah.
India average rate is around 25% plus there. So, just because the tax is there, just because the tax rate is only 9%, also make people to come here to Dubai.
Correct, yeah. So that's nice, sir. Thank you so much for patiently answering all my questions, sir.
Thank you.
It was really nice talking to you. We are on to our next segment, which is basically a fun segment called Beyond the Balance Sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be using my phone for this segment, so please pardon me for that.
Yeah.
So my first question is, if you had to describe your leadership style using a movie or book title, what would it be and why?
The latest book I read is 11 Rules of My Life.
Okay.
11 Rules of Life, written by Chetan Bhagat.
Yeah.
That book talks about 11 qualities.
Correct.
One is networking. One is, of course, exercise and keeping yourself fit.
Yeah.
Third and most important is be like a cockroach.
Correct.
What it says is cockroaches has been there from millions of years before.
Correct.
They've survived. And they will survive in any type of situations.
Yeah.
So in life, you've gone through ups and downs in life. Sometimes, you got to make yourself adaptable and live with that. So
Correct.
I live there.
That's nice, sir. So you've been in UAE for nearly 30 plus years. What's your favorite hidden gem, a restaurant, a place, or an experience that people must check out?
I'm a Malayali, Mallu.
Correct.
And I eat Kerala food.
Yeah.
And Calicut Paragon is a restaurant where I love to be there. And if some guests come, if at least one dish, I take them to that particular restaurant.
That's nice. So what's the most unexpected lesson you've learned from running your firm over here in UAE?
So when I moved out from Crow to UHY, I thought everyone would fall in line with me.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it is not like that.
Okay.
I learned in a different way that, it took some time for me because I didn't have a brand at that time. Brand really matters.
Branding.
Brand.
That's
yeah.
nice. So, if you weren't in the world of finance and accounting, what would be your dream job?
I studied in Sainik school and I wanted to become an Air Force officer. I passed my exam. I passed my PABT pilot aptitude board test,
Correct.
but I did not qualify the final personal interview.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have been an Air Force officer. And because I did not go to the Air Force, I'm here with you today.
That's nice, sir. So, my last question would be, what's the best thing about being an Indian business leader or a finance leader in the UAE?
You don't feel that you are in UAE because you see Indians around.
Correct.
As I said before, Dubai is the most beautiful city of extended city of India.
Yeah.
You have South Indians, North Indians, everybody there. Every type of food, everything is available here. So you are like, it's like a second home here.
Correct. That's nice, sir. So thank you so much for patiently answering all my questions, and thank you once again for being on the show, sir.
Thank you so much, Dina. It was
Thank you so
lovely,
much.
lovely having you.
Thank you.